What do you get when you combine mysterious tombs, massive structures, and cryptic symbols? A whole lot of exaggerations.
The Siamese cat is a symbol of nobility in ancient Egypt. F nobility. F ancient Egypt. F cats.
Welcome to Watch Mojo's Top 5 Myths, the series that finds the biggest myths that people actually believe and dispels them one by one. In today's installment, we'll be counting down the 5 myths about ancient Egypt that should be mummified. Before we begin, we publish new videos every day, so be sure to subscribe for more great content. And spoiler alert, none of those have anything to do with aliens.
Does this lineage suggest that Ramses was, in fact, an extraterrestrial hybrid?
Myth number 5, Cleopatra was a great beauty. Historically, cultures have strongly disagreed on the standards of beauty, but Cleopatra's looks were the stuff of legend, both in her timeline and in centuries since. Her beauty was described as unparalleled and utterly captivating, and surely she must have been to catch the attention of both Caesar and Antony.
I promise you won't like me this way.
But her face, as depicted on ancient coins, had a sharp hooked nose and arguably mannish features. The Greek historian Plutarch on her beauty said it was in itself not altogether incomparable, nor such as to strike those who saw her. The general consensus? She probably had an unremarkable physical appearance, but her charisma, charms, wit and power made her incredibly attractive.
Cleopatra, an urgent message from Rome.
Fun fact, though she ruled Egypt, she was of Macedonian descent. Myth number 4, Napoleon and his troops shot off the nose of the Sphinx. Speaking of noses, how exactly did this mythical riddle-asking beast lose his? The monuments of ancient Egypt are marvels that have captivated the attention of travellers from around the globe for centuries, meaning that if you mess with them, the world does not forgive, and Napoleon is a historical figure who needs little help inspiring dislike.
Wanna call that raggedy arse Napoleon your king? No!
Blame him for breaking countless treaties, reinstating slavery in Haiti, and the death of some 6 million Europeans, but not the Sphinx's botched rhinoplasty job. Napoleon embarked on an Egyptian campaign in 1798, and so the damage was attributed to him retroactively. But sketches of the Sphinx published in 1757 already included the missing nose, a timeline other accounts from that time can corroborate. Myth number 3, when a pharaoh died, their servants were buried with them. It just takes a few eccentrics to tarnish the reputation of an entire civilization.
Tear it down and try again, but this time don't embarrass yourselves.
We've all seen it in movies and television. A pharaoh is embalmed, placed in an ornate sarcophagus, and then buried in a massive tomb worthy of their status. Their servants place their greatest possessions around them, and then the tomb is sealed, with the servants inside.
Listen, I'm gonna square with you. I don't want to die.
Enough!
Up until the inclusion of the servants, this account of a ritualized pharaoh burial was accurate, but most pharaohs took small figurines with them to the grave known as shabtis, symbolic servants to serve them in the afterlife. Only 2 or 3 pharaohs from the first dynasty insisted on bringing real servants along, but the discovery of these specific tombs inspired generalizations about the practice.
It's a complicated political issue, my son.
Myth number 2, Egyptians invented hieroglyphs.
Everyone needs the ABC. It's as simple as vault your foot basket.
Ancient Egypt has certainly provided modern researchers with an ample reading material to study the form of hieroglyphs. This pictorial language, first deciphered by Jean-François Champollion in 1820 using the Rosetta Stone, was the formal writing system of ancient Egyptians. For many years it was considered the oldest written language.
The prophecy is strange and crudely drawn at best.
But there is a curious lack of protoglyphs in Egyptian artifacts. The glyph system appears suddenly in their history between 3400 and 3000 BCE, already fully developed. Contemporary scholars now believe that this language, or at least the concept of a pictorial script, was introduced to Egypt by the Sumerians, whose cuneiform seemingly predates Egyptian hieroglyphs. According to the ancient Egyptians, however, the god Thoth invented it.
You know, I have a theory that hieroglyphics are really an ancient comic strip about a character named Sphinxy.
Myth number 1, slaves built the pyramids.
Impressive. Who's building it?
You.
Say again?
You are now slaves of the great pharaoh Amenhotep.
You have the Greek historian Herodotus to thank for this myth, who first described the pyramids as slave-built around 450 BCE. He was, however, known to exaggerate. He also claimed that they used a workforce of 100,000 men when it was actually closer to 30,000. The construction of pyramids was certainly backbreaking labour, but it was carried out by skilled artisans and paid workers. In the 1990s, the tombs of these workers were discovered near the pyramids, and the respect with which they were buried was well above the slave standards of the time. According to Amiai Mazar, an archaeologist at the Hebrew University of Jerusalem, the idea that Hebrew slaves built the pyramids is a work of fiction, which Egyptologists blame Hollywood films for popularizing. So which of these myths did you believe? Check out these other great clips from WatchMojo and subscribe for new videos every day.